everyone. My name is Jen Frymark. I'm the Chief Greenhouse Officer at Gotham Greens, and I'm excited to be here and participate with you guys in your virtual online New York Sunworks Youth Conference this year. These are a lot of topics that I'm really passionate about, and it's nice to get to share with you some of my enthusiasm for these things, including science, hydroponics, plants, sustainability, and that's so much a part of what we do at Gotham Greens every day. And so it's nice to share with you more about Gotham Greens and some of my background that got me to this point to really show you all the different things that you can do once you start with hydroponics and this wonderful education you guys are getting with your science labs and just how many directions this can take you. So with Gotham Greens, we are a fresh produce company that really just started as an idea about, could we really build urban farms as a part of cities to be a meaningful amount of food production? We wanted to use less energy, grow more food, use non-arable land, focus on sustainability and shelf life and food safety. And, this didn't really exist when we started 10 years ago, not to the degree that it has grown into right now, which is why there's also a ton of career opportunities in this field. But it really was, there were school gardens, there were community gardens. People have always loved plants, and so that means plants have always been part of cities. But, we have really been able to grow so much over the last 10 years, and so many new companies have come along also because people really are passionate about this. And you can grow food in the city. Urban farming, local food, these are great business ideas and are really becoming, part of our urban communities. And so what really started as an idea has now grown into 8 greenhouses in 5 different cities. And so it's just been, a very exciting adventure. Being in the city, we can really grow food where people live. We can use non-arable land. We can use less water. We can, really shrink the distance between, where food is grown and where it's consumed. And by getting rid of that long supply chain, it means people's food is fresher and the shelf life is much longer. And not throwing away all that food from a long, complicated distribution chain is a lot of what has to do about the sustainability of local food production and urban farming. So the mechanism for this and what we're using at Gotham Greens, and just like what you're learning in your classrooms, the mechanism for all this and the technology behind it is hydroponics, and also greenhouses in our case. And some of you have greenhouses at your schools too. And so, just like you're learning in your classroom, hydroponics, it lets us really take care of the root environment of the plant. We can provide the roots with the water they need, the plant food they need, the right amount of oxygen. And all these variables can just produce a very high quality, healthy plant and use much less water compared to traditional field agriculture because we can collect it all for reuse the way a hydroponic system works. And so that's really important too, using less water. It also lets us not discharge any fertilizer into the watershed, which is really important. And it can let us grow food anywhere. And so I'll share some of that in this presentation today of all the places that you can really grow food. And in our case, the greenhouse, in a cold winter climate, a greenhouse lets us control the shoot environment of the plant. And the leaves, they need the right amount of light, the right amount of temperature, CO2, the right humidity, and we can control all these variables in a greenhouse, especially in a cold winter climate like New York, where we would not be able to grow year-round if it weren't for a greenhouse. So with those technologies, just like you're learning in your classroom, we were really able to build Gotham Greens, this fresh food company, to grow food year-round in all these cities. We're in New York City, Chicago, Providence, Rhode Island, Baltimore, Maryland, and now opening in Denver, Colorado also. So I am also from New York. I grew up on Long Island, and so I didn't really fall in love with plants. I was not exposed to plants in the classroom the way you guys are today at school. I first got into plants when I moved to college in Arizona, and I took an organic gardening class, and I was instantly just fell in love with plants and knew that that was, the career path for me. I worked in a lot of school gardens, a lot of different farms. All outdoor field agriculture, organic farming. And then it was when I really went to University of Arizona for a conference that I saw my first hydroponics. I walked into what they call their teaching greenhouse that was just full of tomato plants. And I knew instantly that that was what I wanted to do with my life. There was no question. So once I finished my bachelor's degree in plant biology, I went to University of Arizona for graduate school and got a master's degree in plant science. And there were just so many opportunities that came out of that, and just the continuous study of plants and hydroponics and controlled environments. I was really lucky to do my graduate work on basil, which has turned out to be a huge product for Gotham Greens. So, I got started on that, probably in around 2002, started all this research into basil. And soon after graduating, I had so many different experiences to just really show you how many jobs are out there and how many places you can go with hydroponics. I was fortunate enough to work in Anguilla at the Cuisinart Resort and Spa with Howard Resch, who literally wrote the book on hydroponic food production. And so getting to study with him was really valuable to teach me about so many different kind of plants. And a beautiful place just right on the beach. And there again, the resorts didn't want to ship in so much different produce. And so they wanted to grow the best produce right there on the island. And so a greenhouse and hydroponics was the way to do it. And then shortly after that, I was able to work at the South Pole, another place that uses hydroponics. And they use hydroponics because the Antarctic Treaty says no country can bring their own soil there. But because 6 months of the year, no one could get in, the ice freezes out about 50 miles and it's too cold for the planes to fly. So there's nothing in and out. So the scientists who are studying there, all they have is canned, frozen, or dried food, and they really wanted fresh vegetables for the research scientists, in addition to all the psychological benefits from being around plants and in a humid, vegetative environment. And so they built these food growth chambers because they were indoor in the South Pole Station. And so it was really exciting to get to go down there and help set that up for them. And then I crossed paths with you guys because, I got a chance to work at New York Sunworks when we were building the science barge, and before it turned into all the classrooms that you guys have today. And that was just the most wonderful project. And we got to build the greenhouse on a barge with solar panels and wind turbines and biofuels using rainwater and RO water out of the Hudson River. And we could do education for people all over the city from different peers all around New York City. And so we have a bit of a similar background, and I'm just so excited that has grown into what you guys are doing with your science labs in the classroom today, because it just really, there are so many opportunities to keep growing in this field. And from there, Gotham Green was born, and there's so many, everyone has such different strengths and skill sets, and there's so many ways to be a part of this field. You could be the business person like Eric, who's, one of my business partners and really knows how to, run the business and the numbers, or someone like Viraj, who's also so passionate about sustainability. He's our CEO and the business development and sales. Or someone like me who really is interested in the design and the plants and the engineering. And there's so many complementary skill sets that can all still be built around an urban farm. And so there are a lot of ways for you to be involved in this industry. And everyone has different strengths, and it's so important. You're going to be at work your whole life, and it is really important to love what you do and have it be full of meaning and purpose. And so you could be the kind of person who's interested in plants and nature and have an eye for the plants and be a grower. This industry needs so many growers. Controlled environment agriculture is booming in this country, and we really need people that are talented with plants to come work here. People that are interested in design and engineering to lay out the drawings and the master planning. We need people who are interested in sales and marketing. We need people that are interested in design and product, development. We need people that know their chemistry, people that are great at the planning and the production planning and being very organized of, how to get everything done. People that are passionate about food safety and delivering really nutritious, healthy food to people. There are so many careers that, can weave in and out. And it is just, it's very fulfilling to be doing something that is built around sustainability, built around feeding people, where your work is so different every day. The most wonderful people work in this field, so it's a really happy place to work. And, for those of you that are getting to do this in your classroom, I'm so happy that you're seeing it already. And some of you guys probably will choose to keep going on this path as a career. And, you know, for those of you that really love this so much and think this is for you, you know, I really look forward to meeting you one day and welcoming you into our industry. Thanks.